Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its Community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our Community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.
Hello everyone in Katribu. I'm Dina Ventura.
I'm Jojo Silvestre.
And welcome to Tribune Now Spotlight.
Our guest this afternoon is the most accomplished man. He is a Filipino businessman who has achieved great success in all his ventures. From leisure, tourism to entertainment. He has also served for 3 terms as congressman of the 3rd District of Negros Occidental. Please welcome Alfredo Abelardo Albee Benitez. Hello po.
Welcome,
Hi,
Sir Albee.
good afternoon, Dina. Good afternoon, Jojo. Good afternoon to all the listeners and viewers.
Kumusta po kayo? How are you at this time of the pandemic?
He's been very busy, I think.
How have you been contributing to the fight against the pandemic?
It's been hectic because of all of the shows that we have launched for TV5. Considering we just had a couple of months to get it all together, medyo hectic talaga. And parang kaya ngayon, I just watched the noontime show just to be sure that, everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, so speaking of that, Brightlight Productions, it was recently launched because you partnered with TV5. Can you tell us more about the shows that you launched for TV5? I think there are 5 of them.
We have 6 shows,
6.
mostly in the 12 to 2 p.m. slot. It's Monday to Sunday. From Monday to Saturday, we have Lunch Out Loud, where we have, a regular noontime show. And on Sunday, from 12 to 2, we have the SNL, Sunday Noontime Live, which features a lot of mga singers, young singers to be exact. And then we have two more shows on Saturday and Sunday, respectively. We have Rated Corina. We have Oh My Dad. We have I Got You. It's a light drama. And Sunday Kada. So very hectic. It's been,
Can
been
imagine.
a busy couple of months.
Oh, yes.
Why did you choose? I noticed. I went over the list. No, these are not very young stars. No,
Some of them naman.
a lot of them are a little bit on.
Veterans.
Yeah, yeah. Bucket.
I would say, we chose somebody that has been in the field or in the industry for quite some time. We did, we're trying to get viewership to TV5, and we wanted somebody that was already known, that we didn't have to develop, we didn't have to create. So we felt that it would be an appropriate casting for those that have already made their mark in the industry. So that's why we went with hindi naman old, no, but my experience and siguro they've made their mark, as I've said, in the industry. Iba bata pa naman. They're not that old.
Yeah. Yung ganong oras is that
A good
hindi
time slot.
ba malaki ang competition?
Malaki ang competition. But then if you will look at any network, they really have, they need to get their gateways really up there in a sense, no? Because for all of the programming of a network to succeed, there are certain shows that they must have, and they must have really good shows on those particular slots. You're looking at the morning, usually the early morning show, the noontime show, and usually the formula is the news at the evening news. Those are the gateways for a very good run for a network.
Sir Albee is not a stranger to showbiz and entertainment because he used to have do you still have that show Game Changer with your son, Javi?
Wala na eh. It was kind of medyo hectic na rin sa amin, no? And I was trying to make both ends meet, but after a while it was kind of medyo time consuming. But like that show, it was very interesting because it was able to highlight mga Filipino innovators, the Filipinos that have made an impact in our society, that have changed our lives. So it was an interesting show. Sayang.
Oo nga eh. Ang ganda ng topics doon eh. It was on ANC, I think.
But Dina, I think much earlier, like decades ago, there was a Benitez who was in children's television. Would that be your mom or your aunt? Or you don't know anymore?
Actually, both were in some sort of a television show.
Yeah.
It was a children's show called Batibot.
That one! Okay. Oh, I see.
It was originally my mom, and then my aunt took over.
Ayun pala,
I see. So
yun.
now it's
Oo,
becoming
yun siya.
clear. Because I
Okay.
think a lot of people are curious kasi nga si Congressman is a
Oo,
politician.
and a
First and
businessman.
foremost, he's very well known for being that because he's done a lot of things for the province. So,
And the richest yata.
and the richest in the house when he was there. So, and right now he's consultant also of the province. So, we'd like to know more about you. But first, before we ask you about how you got into entertainment from politics, and considering that your family is in public service and education, so we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back after our break.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako! Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung sofa, tapos slides, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang. Okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa, cancel ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call #143SM. Call to deliver #143SM. Call to deliver. Call #143SM. #143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Kung nga naman, sir, ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
And we're back on Spotlight with
Congressman
Albee
Albee
Benitez.
Benitez.
So, sir, we were asking about, kasi congressman na talaga siya forever, eh. Di ba? So, tell us a little bit more about how you got into entertainment, because yun nga, your family is into education, politics, public service.
Ba't ka bumalik?
Ba't ka bumalik? Kasi nga, grew up with batibot.
Yeah, yeah.
So, paano po yung kwento dyan?
Well, yes, you're correct. No, the Benitez clan has always been in public service and education. So right after my stint for 9 years as a congressman, I was always fascinated with developing, being creative, and coming up with technically shows that can highlight some of those interesting topics that are very close to myself or to me. So, as you've known, I've done Game Changer in the past, and it was really a very fulfilling experience for me to be able to portray and showcase the different ideas, the different concepts that kind of makes it exciting to tell. So after being a congressman, it just probably fell to my lap naturally, because there was an opportunity. TV5 has always been a close friend. I mean, Mr. Manny Pangilinan and I go way back. He is our chairman in Philippine Badminton Association, where we've both been trying to help young athletes excel in the badminton sport. So because of that, I think relationships that I have with him, it became natural to create shows in his network. And tama, there was a surplus of talents. No? I think when the other network was not renewed, there were several stars, there were several creative directors, there were several staff.
Just a lot of talent,
that were available. So, we just put two and two together, and here we are.
Galing naman.
You know, Albee's father was with the Bayanihan, huh?
Really?
At an early age. I'm not sure if he danced or if he played an instrument. Did you know about that? That your father...
Yeah, he was a member of the Bayanihan team, and he used to dance. He used to dance in some of the Bayanihan shows, dancing, tinikling, and some of the native dances.
So
but I don't think I picked that up from him.
Alam na yung next question mo eh.
I knew what the next question is.
It's on to you.
Hindi lumipat sa akin yung talent na yun.
Anyway, my real question, the one that we have here is, what can you say about the mass media today, Albee? Sa palagay mo ba ay wala tayong fake news and all that, and are we doing well?
Do we have good content? Kasi nga, jumping off from Game Changer, that was a really good show eh. Kasi maganda yung mga kwento doon. Very inspiring. So, do you think we're getting enough good content for viewers nowadays?
Yeah.
Tsaka rampant nga yung mga fake, It's just so different now.
even in politics, the communication industry has gone a long way. Before even when you have news in Manila, it takes probably a week before everybody knows about it in the province. But ngayon, instantaneously, what happens in Manila or vice versa, what happens in the province, alam na agad ng Manila. It's just a matter of seconds because of technology. So there's been a great shift in terms of how we manage our information. And judging from the trend right now, that social media, the digital platform, is making a headway to probably becoming the norm for people to access information. So I think in the future there will be more and more information at our fingertips, and it will be very exciting times for people who have a lot of content and a lot of stories to tell. So if whoever is in this industry will really have a lot of opportunities to tell their stories and portray their content.
So, other than your shows on TV5, what do you think the young people should be watching now? I guess.
Interesting. There's always this debate whether it should be educational, whether it should be this or that. But at the end of the day, people watch what's culturally appealing to them. So to me, there are certain things that you should not ban or should not restrict from the general public, because at the end of the day, you're trying to show what the true, what's real, what the true sense of what's happening. So and sooner or later, all this information will be at the fingertips of everyone, from a toddler to a senior citizen. So we just have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Would that be grand aunt of this was Senator Helena.
The Helen.
Yeah, Benitez.
Yes, very
But
familiar name.
I've been wondering how he got into politics in Negros. But before we talk about that, let's pause for
Okay. To give a little background, I think
let's just pause a little. Can we pause for a break? Can we
Okay.
pause for a
When we
break?
return, we'll talk about all right.
Click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps or the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
So how did you get involved in politics in Negros Occidental? Paano nangyari?
Which came first? Good.
Yeah, good question. Because my grandmother was a senator, and at that time she was also, Tita Helen was also an assemblywoman from Cavite.
Yes.
So the Benitez side are really from Pagsanghan, Cavite, Imos Cavite, but my mother was from Negros. So it was really on my mother's side that I decided to run in her area. So I went back to the ancestral home of my maternal parents and decided to run for public office there.
But the Bantugs are not politicians, ano? Ikaw ang first.
One of the brother of my grandmother was a mayor of one of our towns over there.
Ganun
And
pala.
from a business hat, I went into the public arena straight to a congressman. So
Oo, ha?
it was really like jumping with both feet into the political waters and
Grabe.
becoming a congressman overnight.
Wow, how old were you then? That's
I was a couple years ago, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
when he was
you-
9.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can't hide your age anymore. It's already in Wikipedia. It's in social media.
Yeah.
So whatever it's there, just minus 9 years. You'll
Okay.
get it.
Do you miss politics? I mean, you were away. You've been away for like 3 years already, or just a year?
One of the reasons why I joined politics was because I wanted to give back to society. It was something that I felt was necessary that time because I achieved something in the business in my business stint. So it was kind of successful. So I thought that it would be but proper to give back something to society. So even now, even if I'm not in Congress, I'm not officially a congressman. Once in a while, I still go back to the district, and I still try to help as much as I can. Although it's my brother is now the congressman there, but once in a while, it gives great satisfaction for being able to help, especially for those people who need help.
What does one see in the third district? Is it
Again, what?
you're in the third district, right? Third?
The third district, yes.
Yeah. Dun ba ang Silay?
Yes,
So
we
it's
have
beautiful.
the airport in Negros is in
wow.
Silay,
Yeah.
which is within my district. And
Yeah.
then I have 3 cities and 2 municipalities. It's the largest district in Negros Occidental
What are these cities?
population in terms of voting population. Yes,
What are these 3 cities?
Talisay, Silay, and Victorias.
Oh, magaganda.
Oh, magaganda. Oo.
And the municipalities are actually the Murcia and Ibi Magalona. Talisay is where the famous ruins. Everybody who goes to Negros, you would see the ruins there, where there's been several tourist attendance before the pandemic. And it's also where we have a mountain resort called Kampuestuhan. And recently, Silay City naman just inaugurated very first theme park in that area. So
That's
it's called
yours.
Magic Land.
That's his, yes.
That's your it's your project.
Yes, we did invest in that because I felt that the area needed
Yeah. Something else.
something that will bring in tourism. And I felt at that time tourism was really a good industry to promote because it has a lot of downstream economic benefits.
Yes.
But considering the situation right now, it's one of the hardest hit. So
Yeah, but
struggling lahat.
I guess after this
It'll
kuwan uli,
resume.
maganda uli, no?
Oo nga.
Tell us about the theme park na.
Oh, exciting. We
Oo.
wanted to go and visit that
Yeah.
last year.
What does one find there? What does one do in the theme park? What is it
Magic.
called?
Magic Kingdom.
It's Magic Land.
Magic Land.
Magic Land.
Magic Land.
what's in
There's
there?
a movie actually. The theme park inspired a movie called same name, Magic Land,
Magic Land.
and it's part of the MMFF for this year, for December.
wow. Yeah.
Exciting.
So we can see it. So all of the adventures, the different places that you would see in the movie Magic Land are actually inspired of the theme park. So you will if you go to the theme park, it's as if you're a part of the movie.
Ganda.
Are you in movies also?
Yes, we have an entry sa MMFF.
That one.
Magic Land. Oo, parang may mga delays nga lang, 'di ba, because of the pandemic and everything.
Magic Land, the movie took about 2 years to create. So it's heavy on computer graphics, and again, no, I wanted to have a unique movie that highlighted the talent and the expertise of Filipino animators. So we tried to get the best animators and come up with a movie that can rival the Hollywood films.
Galing,
So
no?
hopefully we can showcase the skills of our Filipino artists.
Game-changing din eh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, was it closed during the quarantine, or
Is
and
it
is it
still?
back in business? Are you open? Is the park open
I
now?
think park it was closed. It closed last March. Hopefully we're trying to open since MGCQ na ang
Negros.
Negros province. So we're trying to open it maybe second week of November.
Is your son managing it, or you're the one managing it?
His son is the lead in the movie.
We have some managers. My uncle's the one that's running it, but my son is part of ABS-CBN
Oh, nice.
artist pool, and he still has a teleserye that he's doing with Angelica and Sanjo, I think. No,
Yeah, yeah.
Javi.
still there.
Okay, okay. You should do a separate
Magkamukha
story.
sila.
Ang gwapo.
Hindi, mas gwapo yun. Kaya mas matangkad.
Oh. Syempre may pinagmanahan, right? So, ano pa? Yung in terms of family life naman, because your parents were in both politics and, di ba, the arts, and now you are also in politics and the arts. How about your son, Javi, as you were saying? We all know him to be an actor. Does he have any plans, or do you encourage him to go into politics also?
A good question, but you're correct. No? That's a good comparison. I think my dad was really the one in politics because he was an assemblyman. He was in
Metro Manila.
during the Marcos era, and my mom was really in arts because she was with the Cultural Center of the Philippines and created Batibot and all those things.
Yeah.
My Javi, baka better you ask him na lang. What he wants to do. But right now he's focusing in being an artista, so trying to make a living out of being a showbiz person.
Okay. With full support from you, of course.
Yes, at the end of the day, I think you just want to give your kids all the opportunity that they're fascinated or they're happy to do, and that's all you can do. Is you can really just open the doors and try to give them all the different options, and at the end of the day, they have to make a decision and
Carve their own
make
path.
that themselves. No?
Tama.
How many children do you have?
I have two.
Nasaan yung isa?
Nag-aaral pa. They're still studying.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
A girl naman. I see. How are you as a father? I mean, stricto ka ba or
Well, I guess like my father, no? The way he would discipline us, the way that he would teach us the values of life, is really learning it ourselves. He would make you try it out, make you see, and if you make a mistake, I mean, he would say that that's the most valuable lesson that you can learn. So he lets me try as much as I can, do whatever I want, to find out how you can cope up with life. And in this case, I probably inherited that and then do the same thing with my kids. To be their own. We can only guide them. We can never tell them where to go.
you know, which reminds me, no? You're a Benitez, no? Mayroon bang certain, hindi naman rules, pero do you feel that there are certain expectations?
No naman. I guess when you say a Benitez, because they've been there for quite some time in terms of public service. So my great grandfather was one of the framers of our constitution, our very first constitution. My grandmother became a senator. My father was an assemblyman and a cabinet uh, secretary during the Marcos time. So we've been embroiled in public service and nation building for generations. So, but I don't look at it that way. I guess each and every one will have its own stake and own script to write. So I would just focus on where I think I could make a difference and what would keep me happy day by day.
Ganda lang ng sagot.
I think that's what counts.
Albee, your father served the Ministry of Human Settlements, no, and
Yes.
all that. So how do you stand as far as the Marcoses are concerned? Because there are two sides to the story. There are those who would say that they did well during their time, but there are also criticisms against them. Ikaw, ano ang kwan mo? Anong stand mo about that era, that administration?
Jojo, I have to be biased, no? Because of course my father was part of that administration. And one thing that I think has been proven right, history will judge, of course, how to answer that question. But my father started the Ministry of Human Settlements. It was designed to really take care and address our housing problem. And when the Marcos were replaced, that department was eradicated. Or it was taken out. Now, last Congress, we passed again the Department of Human Settlements. So after how many years, I think it was a proof that what was done during that time is actually very good and it is necessary. So, we were able to bring back that department, and it's the newest department ever created. It was created last year, and I helped push that when I was a congressman because I saw the need.
Yeah.
And it's those things that that I think would be written by historians that some things were good.
Right. Yes.
There were some good done during the Marcos time.
Tama naman. What were the other issues or causes that were closest to your heart when you were still a congressman?
Well, it did not take one term to create the department. No? It took I think more than 2 terms. No? So we worked on it. We had to to explain, to showcase the difficulties being addressing the current housing problem. So then I was more focused on that. I was really focused on giving every Filipino a decent and affordable house. And it's a dream of everyone. Once you have a good dwelling place, you have a house, you have a roof over your head, it has some sense of security. And you as a human person, as a human being, you tend to work, you tend to be a good citizen, and you have this accomplishment. And that's something that most Filipinos don't have right now because they're always threatened of losing their house. They're always being there's always this question that saan ako titira? Ano bang bahay ko?
Albee, this shouldn't really be part of the interview, but since you're here, I might as well ask you, what happened to Jasams? Meron pa bang Jasams ngayon?
Yes.
Quezon City, right?
What happened was there was over the years, I think the university had some struggles trying to keep up. So they thought it best to get an investor. So there was Mr. Yossi Tanco came in as an investor to the institution. But I guess it did not work out properly. So they decided to part ways. And because of that, I think Jasams in Quezon City was became a victim in that separation with Mr. Tanco. And so they moved Jasams to another location. I think they moved it to Fairview or something there. So they just moved it to another place.
No, I think it's in congressional district. There's such a district. Parang I was just overhearing conversation kahapon. Anyway, but I think women's now is doing very well, huh? Sa Taft.
It was always there. No? It's been an institution already. It's just that I think now, because of the pandemic, there's a bit of a struggle. And I heard you already interviewed my cousin, Marco Benitez, who took the helm from my brother. My brother was the president then of PWU. And he had to let go because he became a congressman in the district. But nonetheless, no, it's still a legacy of the Benitez to promote education, and PWU is the epitome of that legacy.
Kumusta ang relationship among the third generation ba ito? Benitezes? How are you with each other? Fourth na, no? Oo. Kumusta kayo?
Well, okay naman. We're medyo marami na eh. You know, we're a couple of dozens already in terms of our generation. So, you know, with family gatherings, we would be there, but it's sa sobrang dami. It's really not as close knit as you would call it.
Syempre, ang dami nila. Tsaka iba-ibang interests.
Who's in charge of Miranila? This beautiful house.
Tita Helen created a foundation. So before she passed away, there was a foundation that handles it. So they want to make a museum out of Miranila. It's a nice place. Very historic.
Talaga.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm curious kasi I've been listening to you and ang dami niyang mga magagandang sinabi, di ba? What makes you happier or what fulfills you the most? The politics side or the entertainment side? Di ba?
Oh, nga naman.
Parang ano naman, I won't enter into something that I don't
enjoy.
I don't feel happy about it. If it's kumbaga dragging, mabibigat, I will probably not go into it.
Right.
It just so happens I've served 9 years, and the Constitution says that after 9 years you have to step down. And so that's what I did. And the next best thing that I can be happy about is really in this industry. So that's where I am right now.
Okay. What about your other businesses? I mean, you're also into the gaming industry, diba? The leisure and resorts aspect. Is that still going on, right?
Yeah, it's still going on. It's still, there are challenges right now because of the situation. But it's still there. And once in a while, I try to look at it and help it out so that it can overcome this pandemic. So it's a struggle. I mean, right now, it's not a walk in the park or anything like that, because the headache is double. So, but we have good managers, we have good professional people managing it, and that helps keep the business and everything that I do moving and moving forward.
Albee, You're very successful. You're a Benitez, and like people come from good families, but not all of them turn out well. No? But in your case, you lived up to whatever expectations they had of you, and of you carrying that family name. What can our young people learn from you? Ano ba ang so-called secrets of success? If they're secret at all.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I said, my dad was very maluwag siya. Hindi siya very strict, no? To a certain extent, I would probably go to the extreme of sometimes not going to school. And I used to remember my cousins were actually forbidden to go with me. Bad influence yan. You should not hang out with Albee, your cousin. But I guess the secret is really keep trying, and if you do fall down, make a mistake, just be sure to get back up and keep on trying again, because those are the things that make you move forward. It's the falling down that makes you move forward, and it should be taken as if you can overcome and you can really succeed if the attitude is very positive.
Ayun. So now I'm really curious, ano yung mga times na nag-fall down siya? Paano siya nag-rise up?
Madami. Even in business, there are several times that I went into a venture and I really the first few things I did before was really palpak.
Oh,
okay.
I invested in a few companies, and it's funny, because right after college, I asked my parents, can I just have whatever I can get so that I can invest into this venture? And I remember that they were telling me, this is the only thing that you will get. Now, if you're going to put it all in this basket, you may not have anything left. So I said, no, I'm very sure. I want to put this in this venture. I want to get into business and invest in this project. And after 6 months, that project flopped, and I lost everything. And so that failure brought me back to starting at a very small business. So I started small. I really, in fact, when I put up my company, we were only about 6 people. And I had to convince my relatives, because I couldn't afford non-relatives to work for me. And because of that failure, it guided me to start something really small, something that you can create over time. And from 6, I eventually had 6,000 people working for me, and that's history.
That's amazing.
Albee,
Oh,
it's been quite a while since we had a Benitez in the Senate.
any plans?
Ano ba? Albee ba tayo? Ano ba?
No plans yet. I mean, there are people who have been encouraging me to run for the Senate, but wala pa. I'm not yet looking at that option at this point.
Sabihin mo lang, bahala si Dina.
Bahala na tayong lahat.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Well, Jojo, tapos na naman tayo.
I'm sure probably with this show, baka kilalang-kilala na ako nationwide.
Naks naman. Sana nga.
Mas pwede na.
Let's ask him to promote.
Yes, please. We're
Marami siyang ipopromote.
Oo.
Hanggang Film Fest. No?
Before we end the show, maybe perhaps you'd like to invite our viewers to support your shows on Brightlight.
Yes, and then sa Film Festival also.
Film Festival.
And to visit Negros
Yes.
for
the theme park. If it opens na.
So invite us.
Okay. Brightlight has 6 shows, as I've said, airing in TV5 right now. We're trying to assemble the best shows, given the situation and the environment that we have right now. But I still think that these are the shows that are really, really very good, considering that we have some of the best talents with us also producing the shows. So, and the way I look at it, the viewership is starting to come in because the awareness doesn't happen overnight, and I keep seeing that every week we've been getting more and more viewers, which is very encouraging. So I hope you catch it. There's 6 shows right now on TV5 from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Monday to Sunday, and we have Rated Corina, Oh My Dad, I Got You, and Sunday Kada on Saturday and Sundays afternoons too. Maganda. You'll be surprised. It's something different.
Yes, we'll catch it for sure. No?
What about the film festival this coming December?
And the MMFF still has some issues to tackle because the cinemas might not be open. The Metro Manila is still in GCQ up to November 30. So if the government does not allow the downward shift to MGCQ, then the cinemas will not open in Metro Manila. And I think MMFF is trying to convert this now to an online streaming rather than watching it in cinemas. So we'll see. We'll see how they decide on this particular year and how to go about it. But nonetheless, if it does push through, we have Magic Land, one of the biggest animated films or computer graphics film in Filipino history. So it's worth watching, and it's a family adventure. So bring your kids, bring all the family. You will have fun, and you will enjoy this Filipino masterpiece.
Nice.
Of course, it has also a theme park. If you want to visit Negros, as soon as the health protocol starts allowing people to travel, it will be a good place to visit. After Magic Land, you can go straight there and still feel the magic that you've seen in the movie.
Thank you, Albee.
Yeah, so on that note, we have to say thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, Congressman Albee Benitez. Senator soon. And top honcho of Brightlight Productions. So
Yes,
thank you very much for joining us, everyone. I have Dina Ventura.
I'm Jojo Silvestre, and we're thanking
SM Store for our outfits today. So until next week.
Yes.
This has been Tribune Now Spotlight.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.